Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into an incredibly powerful ancient text. It's really resonated through millennia, Psalm 15 from the Bible.
Hmm. A short one, but potent.
Exactly. It's like this concise, profound blueprint for living a life of integrity. And it starts with this big question, doesn't it?
It really does. A question that feels just as relevant now.
Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? Basically, who gets to be close to God? Who's worthy? What does that even look like?
Yeah, what's the practical reality of it?
Right. And Psalm, well, it answers that. It lays out this timeless guide to character, to righteous living. It feels like a shortcut, almost, to understanding what it means to live authentically.
A shortcut. I like that.
So, to start us off, how would you kind of distill the essence of Psalm 15? Like, what's the snapshot we should hold on to?
That's a great way to think of it, a snapshot.
Yeah.
Because Psalm 15, yeah, it's short, but it paints this really clear picture, and frankly, quite a demanding one.
Demanding how?
Well, the kind of person it describes as worthy to, dwell in God's presence. It's not about these grand, flashy gestures. It's fundamental character.
Okay.
The psalm says this person walks uprightly, works righteousness, and speaks the truth in their heart.
In their heart. So it's internal first.
Precisely. It's not just the outward actions, though those follow. It's about deep internal honesty, like a consistent moral compass.
Okay, so that internal truth, it then shows up externally.
Exactly right. And from that starting point, it gets very specific about how that plays out, especially in relationships.
Our relationships. Always key.
Always. So this individual does not backbite with their tongue. Basically, no malicious gossip, no slandering people.
Right.
They do no evil to their neighbor, actively choosing not to harm people around them.
Actively choosing not to.
Yeah. And also, nor takes up a reproach against their neighbor, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's about not spreading rumors, not even entertaining them, not bringing disgrace on someone else.
So protecting reputations, too.
You got it. It's a call to actively protect the well-being and the reputation of others.
Wow. That hits hard today, doesn't it? With how fast information, true or false, just spreads.
Instantly. It's a very countercultural idea right there.
Keep going, though. What else defines this person?
Well, it also says they contemn a vile person but honor those who fear the Lord.
Contemn. Like
Got it?
despise.
Yeah, disguise or hold in contempt. Now, this isn't about being self-righteous or judgmental. It's more about refusing to align with or admire people who are acting, corruptly or unethically.
Okay.
Instead, they choose to honor those who respect God, who live in awe of his character. It's about choosing your company, your admiration, wisely.
Makes sense. Choosing influences.
Right. And then here's a really striking one. They swear to their own hurt and do not change.
Oof. Say more about that.
It's this incredibly powerful commitment to keeping your promises, even when it gets really inconvenient, or maybe it costs you financially, or it's just personally painful.
Wow.
Your word is your bond, period, no matter the consequence.
That's huge. So it's not just keeping the easy promises. It's the ones that really test you.
Exactly. The ones where it hurts. And finally, the psalm points out that they do not put out money to usury, nor takes reward against the innocent.
Usury. That's like predatory lending.
In that ancient context, yeah. It wasn't just charging any interest, but specifically exploiting the vulnerable. The poor who needed loans just to survive, not for some business venture.
Okay, exploiting need.
Right. And taking a reward against the innocent. Well, that sounds a lot like bribery or profiting from injustice, doesn't it?
It does. So standing against corruption, too.
Absolutely. And then the psalm wraps up with this incredible assurance. He that doeth these things shall never be moved.
Shall never be moved. That promise, it's profound. It speaks to stability, doesn't it?
Deep stability.
What's fascinating here, as you said, is how this ancient psalm focuses so intensely on moral character, on consistency. It's not really listing, the rituals or ceremonies, which were obviously important back then.
Right, that's a key insight.
It's about how you live every day, in every interaction. Can you maybe break down the key themes that jump out from this ancient wisdom?
Yeah, definitely. The first big one, I think, is ethics over rituals. It's quite insightful that David, who likely wrote this, doesn't list sacrifices or specific prayers or, temple duties as the way to get close to God. Instead, it's honesty, justice, personal integrity. That's a huge statement, right? Living close to God is about your everyday behavior, your character.
Not just Sunday mornings, so to speak.
Exactly. It shifts the focus from external performance to internal transformation.
Yeah.
It's a profound reorientation of what holiness actually means.
Okay, ethics over rituals. What's next?
Second, it hammers home that character matters
Yeah.
deeply. The psalm stresses both the internal speaketh the truth in his heart and the external walketh uprightly.
The inner and outer match.
Precisely. It shows this fundamental principle, right? Living flows from a right heart. It's about who you are at your core, not just a checklist of actions. That inner congruence, thought, word, deed, all aligned.
That's a high standard.
It is. And third, it really highlights integrity in relationships. I mean, look at the list. Again, so much of it is about how we treat other people. No gossip, no exploitation, no betrayal, no taking advantage.
Yeah, it's very practical, very relational.
Incredibly, it makes it crystal clear that worship and justice, they're inseparable. You can't really honor God while you're dishonoring your neighbor.
That connection is powerful. Horizontal reflects the vertical.
Exactly. It's radical for any age, that idea. It sets a very high bar for how we live in community.
Okay, and you mentioned one more.
Yes, finally, faithfulness and accountability. This idea of keeping your word, even when it hurts, and resisting the urge to profit at someone else's expense. These are presented as clear signs of spiritual maturity.
Not just minor details.
Not at all. They're core indicators of someone who's truly devoted, whose commitment runs deeper than just convenience. It's more than just a religious code. It's a blueprint for trustworthiness.
That phrase, blueprint for trustworthiness, that's where it gets really interesting, right? Because this isn't just ancient history. This wisdom from Psalm 15, it applies directly to your life today.
Absolutely.
And in ways that can genuinely encourage obedience to God's ways and, well, strengthen your faith. It shows how timeless God's character is for our world right now.
Yeah, let's talk about that application.
Okay, first, live with consistency. We live in a world obsessed with image, right? Public personas versus private lives. But the psalm calls you to be the same person. Truthful, just, kind, everywhere.
No masks.
Right. At home, at work, online. Bringing your true best self to every interaction, not compartmentalizing your integrity.
But, that consistency, it isn't just about being good. It's about being whole, integrated.
Yeah.
And when you strive for that, it's a tangible act of obedience. It reflects God's desire for that wholeness in us. And, as you see how these ancient principles actually bring clarity and stability to modern chaos, well, that builds trust, doesn't it?
It has to.
It deepens your faith because you experience their power firsthand. You see they work.
Okay, then there's that huge one, keep your word. We mentioned it before, but in this age of instant gratification, easy cancellations, even ghosting, commitments feel fragile sometimes.
They really can.
So honoring your promises, even when it costs you, that really sets you apart. Being reliable when maybe others aren't. How does that play out today?
Oh, think about it everywhere.
Yeah.
Business deals, sure.
Yeah.
But even simple social plans, right? When you commit and you mean it, even if things change and it causes you that hurt the psalm talks about, you build incredible trust.
Unshakable trust.
Exactly. And that steadfastness, it's more than just good manners. It's a living testament to faithfulness. And obeying that principle, valuing commitment, it strengthens our faith by showing that integrity, even when painful, leads to that stability. It echoes that promise. Shall never be moved. It grounds you.
It literally grounds you. Okay, what about the don't profit from the vulnerable part? Usury sounds ancient. How's that relevant?
Oh, it's anything but distant. That principle challenges exploitation in all its modern forms.
Like what?
Well, think about business practices that maybe leverage people's desperation, or housing situations where landlords might prey on folks with few options. Predatory lending is still absolutely a thing. Even modern microlending, needs ethical scrutiny sometimes.
So it's broader than just finance.
Much broader. It can even be about taking advantage of someone's emotional vulnerability in a personal relationship. It's not just about money. It's about any unfair advantage or manipulation.
Got it.
So it's a really clear call to obedience, isn't it? To live out justice and compassion in very real, tangible ways. And when we actively choose not to profit from someone else's disadvantage, we're aligning our actions with God's own character.
His care for the vulnerable.
Exactly. His care for the vulnerable and his blessing on those who act justly. Choosing this path, it strengthens our faith because it deepens our assurance in his goodness, his care, and our part in reflecting that. We become like co-laborers in his justice.
Co-laborers in justice. I like that. And finally, that core message. Let character guide you, not convenience. That closing promise shall never be moved. It really speaks to that deep inner stability.
It really does.
Yeah.
People who genuinely try to live with this kind of integrity, they're rooted, they're not so easily shaken, even when times get turbulent or uncertain.
Because their compass is fixed.
Exactly. They have a moral compass that isn't just swayed by shifting public opinion or what's easiest for them personally. And choosing that path, well, that encourages obedience by prioritizing God's character principles over mere convenience or popularity. It's a deep commitment to right, regardless of the immediate payoff.
And the result of living that way, that kind of obedience.
It builds incredible resilience. It
Yeah.
strengthens your faith by offering that very real assurance of stability, that solid ground that comes from living God's way. It's not about avoiding hardship altogether,
No.
but it's about having this unshakable core in the midst of hardship. It cultivates this deep trust that sticking to these principles offers a more enduring peace, a more solid foundation than any fleeting convenience ever could.
Hmm. So if we were to boil it down, a quick takeaway from this deep dive into Psalm 15 might be, the one who walks closely with God lives with integrity,
Yeah. Truthful in speech
faithful in action.
and just in all relationships. It's that call to deep, consistent moral character.
Okay.
And, this naturally raises an important question for you, our listener, to really think about. In what specific area of your life, maybe one you haven't really considered through this lens before, could a deeper, more intentional commitment to these principles from Psalm 15 bring you a more profound sense of stability and truly strengthen your walk with God?